Hey guys, Kevin here, doing a video of the 2018 Palazzo 33.3. I opened up everything so we can go through everything. This is generator compartment, not too exciting. There's about 1,900 hours or 1,950 hours on the generator. That's kind of on the higher side, to be honest, but these things can go for tens of, thousands and thousands of hours, and this one has no trouble with anything. We service the generator, we change the oil and the filter in the engine and the generator. So there's nothing you should ever have to worry about as far as these things working right. If you service them regularly, they will last and last and last. So the problem is most people, they're afraid to use their generator and they just think, oh, I'm going to preserve it, I'm going to save it. And they come in with these super low hours, and those ones need all kinds of work. The carburetors need to be changed almost every time because they can't sit there like that. They need to be run. They recommend running them, I think it's every week or so to keep them going, or every month at least. But anyway, this one sounds great, always starts up. And aside from this coach being a little dirty from the runoff from sitting next to our freeway, construction, all there's tons of construction going on behind here. They took down our overpass and it's just nothing but debris. So whenever this coach has the air conditioning running and there's runoff from the ceiling for the rooftop, it's going to make some streaks down the side and front sometimes, and from condensation. But I looked over the paint. I will show you where I can find any blemishes whatsoever in it that I'm able to see. So, but honestly, this will get, when this coach officially gets finished in service, it will be completely detailed and clean and look sharp. And also it'll be getting new set of tires. It hasn't been done yet. That'll be the first step probably, is getting this thing over to get fresh set of tires. Typically they're going to put on a like a Toyo or a Hancock, a good tire, good rated tire, but not Michelin's. They're just super overpriced. They don't even last as long as some of these other ones that we do. And they tend to dry out pretty easily. Like these ones, they're completely cracked, and it's only like a 5-year-old coach. So anyway, new tires coming. Checking all the awning and slide covers for any tears or anything, and it honestly looks good. Exterior TV, of course. A couple storage compartments over here. You do have side cameras, backup cameras. Probably knew that. You have dual fill on the fuel. This is the one on this side. This is your primary storage compartment. It goes all the way in, and this slides over to capture more storage, and it goes all the way through. Got a plug in here. Small storage here. There's probably the water tank is probably behind there, and that's like an access panel. So you have a little bit of storage just in there. Your outside TV. This is where the one area in the paint, I guess, or in the coach, I saw that they must have banged it on something at one point. There's a couple little small indentations. It doesn't go through the paint, but there's like 3 spots, very light little spots, but you can kind of see them reflect a little bit, but must have had something bang against there. But it's actually looks like there's 4 or 5 little spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, it's totally fixable. It just takes somebody doing some fiberglass work and then repainting that whole thing. But every motor is going to have a little something, especially used ones, to deal with, especially when they've been on the road for a while. This is your house batteries, which if they haven't been already replaced, which I believe they just were, otherwise we check everything. I think it's got new house, new engine batteries. This is your main cutoff switch for the power. If you're storing your coach, you shut that off, and that way no power draws out of the batteries. I just climbed up on the roof before, which I'm not going to do one-handed with my camera, but there is covers, vent covers, which you can see one of them right there. On both of the vents, there's 2 max fans or fantastic fans in the coach. Those are awesome fans, and they both have covers so they can be open anytime, driving or not driving, rain or shine. So they're protected from getting the rain in there. And you also have a large solar panel. So I think it looks like about a 180, 190 watt solar panel. And that's up there along with satellite dish for DirecTV. It's probably able to be converted to dish if you use satellite and you don't use DirecTV. It's a universal typically, but that is already on the roof. That did not come with the vehicle. That was added after the fact. I found a couple other things we added, I'll tell you about inside, that we did for the previous buyer, which is kind of unfortunate. We spent all this money to accommodate him, and then he canceled on us. So good for you, I guess. So this is just another little compartment here with the inverter. That's the Magnum inverter. That's a 2,000 watt inverter, and that's what allows things like 110 power to be used, certain appliances, certain things, without having the generator on when your inverter is activated. This is all just dirt, needs to be washed off here. We changed the engine oil, like I said, and the filter. 300 horsepower Cummins. Let's see, 10,000 pound tow hitch. What you can see under there, but try to give you a view of underneath. Everything looks good to me. Come around this side, we have our 50 amp plug cord here, or plug-in, and the cord is over in another area. This is your hot water heater. You've got your DEF here. It looks like about a 13-gallon DEF tank. Again, everything in here looks good. There's your jack, one of your jacks there. With the all the metals are looking good. Got underneath the slide here, looks good. Just looking at the paint, everything looks like it's really good. They use a really good paint that's called, I think it's still called Sickens, which is always known as a really high-end paint with motorhomes, and keeps its finish for many, many, many years. Another access point. This is your where you would do your basically your dump station. There's a flush system for your sewer tank, so that you can clean out without having to bring a hose inside. Like older motorhomes, you had to bring a hose inside the toilet. In this case, you just connect to that spot, and that would be the final step after you drain your black, then your gray, and then you flush. And it's like a sprinkler system inside of your holding tanks, or your black tank anyway. Let's see. So it's about the end of that. This is another good size storage compartment. The other side of your where that slide out tray comes. This is kind of a double barn door, so it does give you a good amount of space. Close this one first, and then that one. Good size, really good size propane tank here. It's a 31-gallon tank. You can read that. 31.3 gallon tank, and this is another little spot up here. You can keep your electric cord, your power cord here. That's 50 amps. We provide a 50 to 30 adapter, as well as another box of stuff called the safety starter package. There's like 20 something things inside the box, from a water pressure regulator, which is super important to have, 107 piece toolkit that you can keep inside your rig, hazard triangles, some starter chemicals, different cleaners, several other gadgets, just things you need to have, including toilet paper even. So you have a pack of toilet paper, the right kind of toilet paper. Basically everything you need to have. Fresh water hose. It does give you a sewer hose. It's not the best sewer hose you can get, but it'll do the job until you decide to upgrade to something that you think it'll help you better with more features. But then, so that's part of this package we give you is called Safety Starter Package. It also, so there's a small fee we have. It's $450. That's on top of the price. It's taxable, and it's very nominal, but it includes filling up the fuel tank for you, which is, in this coach, I think it's 100 gallons. The propane tank we fill for you, so all your fuels are topped off. I personally take it over and top it off myself, which I did already because it was sold. But it will also give you a full orientation when you arrive, and that orientation is done by a person that just does orientations. We pay them per job, so part of the $450 pays the orientation guy for his time to perform the orientation, which is a couple hours. The fuel, propane, and the box of all the gear you need to get started. And so you'll see that on your purchase order in addition to the sale price. But like I said, it's pretty nominal. Most dealerships have a much higher charge, what they call prep charges. We don't have any prep fees here. It does, of course, cost money to prep the unit, a lot more than $500. It's more like $1,500 for a diesel just to get started if we don't have anything to fix, that is. But that's all included in our price, whereas a lot of dealerships will have a pre-delivery inspection, a PDI, and they're charging additional costs on top of their price. It's pretty common. We don't do that here, but we do have the SSP, the Safety Starter Kit of $450. So be aware of that when you're looking over the purchase order. When I eventually send that to you, you'll see that $450 on top of the sale price of the coach. All right. Last and final position here is the some of the electrical stuff. The place where you open the front hatch for the generator. Some fuses are back behind here. Everything looks good. There's lights inside of here too. I didn't turn them on, but there's lights in most of these compartments. Lots of stuff too for insulation and sealing up these cords so they don't move around. So that's about that. You got your generator exhaust here. Guess I can close this guy up now. If I can do it with one hand. So we have already had we have a service comes by and flushes the tanks, and we know it's been done because they put a little sticker up there that says they're all pro water flow for SoCal. They come by and flush all the tanks and wash the tanks out, so you can see, so you can start with a fresh system. And so again, I'm going to look at some of these slide toppers, and you can look at the paint, just looking for anything that stands out. You always want to check the corners of your slide toppers to make sure there's no tearing happening. Okay, good. I'm gonna head on inside here. Got your LED light strip there. At night it's much brighter than what it does in the daytime, but it's kind of nice to have. So as you enter, you've got a little pocket here to put stuff, or maybe your shoes. Come on in. I've got everything kind of opened up for us. Got your drop-down bed, of course. This is a queen bed up here. This is a slide controller back in here. It tells you how to re-time the slides if they're not coming out properly, which sometimes happens, but it's really easy to reset. So, a little storage up in front. You do have your electric shade in front. The rest of them are manual. So these chairs have all been, I think this spot here, this area was reupholstered. It was starting to come apart a little bit, and that's one thing that the previous customer asked us to do. So I think they did like either this whole base or maybe both. I can't remember how bad it was, but there was a little bit on each side, and so that's all been taken care of. Got your large screen here, and this does a lot of different things, but I think it has Bluetooth audio also. Touch screen. Backup camera. You can just leave that backup camera on if you like. It's like there's your ladder right there, and this is kind of like a wide angle lens. It's pretty nice. There's a little shelf down here. There is a 12 volt plug over here as well as a 110. This is a really cool table, probably the best in any motorhome I've ever seen. Thor, for some reason, does the best tables here for the passenger. This one you kind of just lift up. You have a really sturdy, spacious spot to do whatever. But a lot of them are super flimsy that we come across, and even good brands. So you get a couple gauges over here. Those are the airbag pressure. So you want to make sure your airbags are up above 75 before you start driving. It probably won't even let you drive or get into gear until it gets to about that point. You'll hear it beeping until that time. And you can also, when you're camping, you can lower your suspension, and it just really lets all the air out quickly so that the step is lower to the ground. And if you're going to be camping for a while, you don't need to have the suspension be held up anymore. You can lower the coach down to its lowest point for leveling. And other than that, pretty straightforward. Let's see if I can get started up. The odometer is 37,231. This seat is electric. This one I believe is manual. Yep. So we got storage underneath this compartment, or this booth, not the other one. There's probably some stuff in there that is you're using the area for something else. Great placement of the television. Not sure if this is the same TV that was in this thing to start, but all the remotes were up here, I think. Try to turn it on. I like that there's this speaker. It's likely a Bluetooth speaker. Yes, that did work. Turning it down. But Bluetooth speaker, it's probably Bluetooth audio also, but it will, add to the sound of the television. I'm trying to see what other features this TV might have, but I'm not going to mess with it for too long. TV. Oh. Anyway, I guess I'll shut that off. This is a universal remote they got for it, so I'm just trying to figure it out here. Or maybe this is how you do it right here. Alright, I'm going to turn it way down. I can't even figure out how to turn the TV off. I'm not sure if I probably have the wrong remote. Or it's got a low battery. Let's try it. Alright, that's enough for that. I did something where the remote isn't even working now, so simple stuff, I just don't want to mess with it on camera. You have your wine guard button here that they installed for the satellite dish. That's your TV antenna to switch over to cable or satellite. It's got the DirecTV box in it already, DVD, Blu-ray player, switch box to control the other TVs, some other storage here, a little storage up there and on top of the door. Kitchen, there's your main storage up on top. You've got hard surface countertops, spot here, you could fit a trash can or something, or other things. Some various drawers. Three burner stove. Covers fit right over there. They actually slide back in the back in this compartment, so that's kind of nice place to get them out of the way. You've got a double sink here. Nice backsplash and real tile. It's a nice residential style convection microwave. So that's an oven and a microwave. They use a lot of convection microwaves or convection ovens in RVs because they cook much faster. And you can get them in one unit instead of taking up more storage for your oven. Your residential fridge, I noticed they don't have the original ice tray that fits under here. They put this thing in here and this doesn't fit. So unless you take this shelf out, which maybe they did, I don't know. But that's kind of like a small item, but I'm sure I can order for you, have them order for you to get in the right size ice tray because it's missing from here. That shouldn't be a problem. But also, just so you should see this blemish in the front of this, there's some dings. But overall, I mean, honestly, there's not a lot of things to go over. I found a couple little things in the back, very minor blemishes, and continue on here. Another thing we did for this guy is we put in a brand new toilet. One of his things was like, his wife was like, she will not use a used toilet. So it's a brand new ceramic toilet or porcelain, or whatever you call it. Never been used, and it didn't need it. It wasn't broken, but we did spend that money for him, and so that's good for you, I guess. These things have a pretty good sized shower, actually. You got your medicine cabinet up here. Another one of these all-pro confirmation cards saying that it was cleaned. More storage, beautiful artwork. Skylight in the shower, and then this space is actually pretty good sized space. So good sized shower, little counter space, place to hang your towels. There's no real crack in the door. It looks good on but there's like a line in this plywood here, just so you see. It doesn't have any weakness to it. It seems like it's just a crack in the finish, but a couple more drawers under here. Also, I noticed this coach did not come with these upgraded mattresses. This is something that the last customer did. And then the bedroom has a brand new mattress also, or an upgraded mattress. It's kind of like a foam type, kind of like a Tempur-Pedic style. So there's no TVs remaining. The last customer might have taken them out, or I'm not sure what happened, but they're not here. Normally what you get is a small, like 15-inch TV or 18-inch TV on top, and then on bottom like a 24-inch or a 22-inch, a little bit bigger one. And the reason is they easily come off and on, and then you used the bigger one to put over here. And TVs are obviously very inexpensive for you to go buy. They're a lot more costly for us to go through our distributors. We don't go to Target to shop for TVs. They have a parts department that has to order them, and they end up costing 2-3 times as much for us to do and to pay them to install. But the brackets are all there, so if it was me, I would just go get 3 TVs, whatever size that fits in there that you want. Probably a smart TV if it was me. That way you have streaming and everything, and then you don't have to move any around. You can just get 3 that are sitting here, because this whole thing, this particular thing, you can flip it down to make it more of like a kind of a leaning sofa area. And that's kind of like a hangout place for the kids. So that's kind of one of the cool things about this bunk, is that you can flip it all the way down, and it sits against this other space, and you can sit here and hang out and then watch TV here if you want. And it's got like everything already ready to go. So you just have to get a TV that fits these mounts, which is I think it's like a universal mount to some extent. So a little bit of storage up here, little spaces here for whatever, DVDs or whatever. Also, you would probably get a TV that has a built-in DVD player if you could. Actually, with streaming these days, you might or might not. But anyway, that's a lot of times what you see is little TVs that have built-in DVD players, and then one of them will move over here. But like, okay, on the wall you got your control panel. This pretty much controls almost everything in the coach. This climate, slides, awnings, generator, the inverter. You've got AGS, which is awesome. Auto Gen Start means you can program your generator to come on at certain voltage. So when it drops to a certain voltage, it automatically primes the generator to start, or you can set it to come on. There's other settings too. So voltage, I know you can set it for voltage. You might be able to set it for time, like certain time of day. But that's nice to be able to make sure you don't run out of juice. Here's your main readout there. So 34% propane LP, so that'll be filled up. Anyway, light, there's light master switches off and on for all of them. Other lighting in the rear, the fans, the bunk, other settings, time, etc. Everything can be set from this control panel. As we go into the bedroom, got a breaker box there. This is another storage compartment. The ladder for the bunks and the front bunk, front drop-down beds, all in here. All of your original manuals and everything that came with the coach is in that bag. There's a wood panel there. I don't know where it came from. It might have been a replacement panel that was already replaced, or they got to replace something, but I didn't see anything that was missing, so I'm not sure. Here's your mattress. Probably give a cover a bit of a wash, or if they can, but they do a pretty good cleaning of these things. But yeah, this is a really comfortable mattress. There's another closet here. There's your main closet. Actually, there's quite a few closets. Another big closet over there, and then two more sides on each side of the bed. Two more on each side of the bed. This is the mattress topper for if you turn the dinette into a bed space. That's part of what makes it happen. A couple drawers on each side of the bed. There's actually USB plugs, two of them on each side of the bed, so you can charge from here. Oh, just something. Oh, there's some nail that caught that from the bottom of the mattress. It's like that little hinge piece. Looks like it's okay. Oh, there you go. I think it was from the old mattress that was still sitting there. There's a little bit of wallpaper that never got glued back up right. I could definitely ask them to smooth that out and re-glue it. It's not indicative of any damage. It's just never got fixed properly from the beginning when it came from the factory. Good storage up here. I know this is the most exciting video you've ever watched. You're probably enjoying it with some popcorn, sodas, or adult beverages. This is just a place to hang your clothes in. There's like a plastic covering over this metal dowel, and you can see it's got a crack in it. So I mean, super minor, but I'm just, like I said, pointing every little thing out to you. That's not something we typically would replace because it still functions properly. And you'll never really even look at that typically. Another little blemish in the wallpaper. I mean, it's super common to see that, and if you can always ask the guys to re-glue it if they can. But there's nothing like I've noticed that's like broken or hugely wrong with this thing. The mattress is pretty lightweight, which is a good thing, I think. You don't want it to, if you can't lift it up otherwise and get underneath it. But some storage there. This is kind of cool. You have a little clothes hamper, so you can put your dirty clothes down in there. That's pretty unusual to see. Another closet, storage, and that's about that. So, got a big mirror here. These doors are going to slide to close the room off totally. So that's how that works. And as we look back through the motorhome with everything now closed up a little bit. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll upload this to YouTube and talk to you guys soon.